why I am the way I am. My father grew up a blacksmith's son, a boy with no mother. He wanted nothing more than to leave to start out into a world so diverse and full of adventure. When he felt confident enough with his swords, he left and traveled far. Though confident he felt, skilled he was not. My mother always interjects at this point in the story to tell how my father almost died in his first battle. His offenses were worse than a newborn's, and he swung his swords like a top with no balance. If it wasn't for a party of adventurers who had happened across him, my father would have died before his tale even began. From there, my father joined with the group and went about an adventure so grand and amazing that it's too much to write about. That is another story entirely of itself, one worth much more than an entry in my journal. My father had many quests, ones that left him scarred, ones that took him to places he'd never believed possible. Between those excursions, he would take note of what he learned to practice to become a better fighter. In the end, he changed how he approached the battlefield, both in mind and weapon. He trained and trained, knowing that it wasn't strong. If he wasn't strong enough when the time came, he would be the reason his friends died. Though it wasn't all work, there was a woman that walked the streets of the group's home who caught his eye. She was stoic and quiet, intimidating yet beautiful. My father always says that from the moment he laid eyes on my mother, he knew that there would never be another woman in his life. This always makes my mother smile, and let me tell you, it means something when my mother smiles. Between my father's adventures, a love blossomed and soon they married, though it wasn't until much later in their life did they decide it was time to stop questing and settle down to start a family. And after that, you can understand my point of view. I was born into adventures, so when my father told me I couldn't follow in his path, I was angry. My father always wanted us to be safe to live a normal life. He said me and my brother and sister couldn't do anything they want, but not become an adventurer. When I came of age, I decided to go south to the city to join a conclave. From there, my plans were to join a traveling priesthood and preach the words of my God. My parents were happy I found my path, but were reluctant to let me go. I may not agree with my father sometimes, but as they let me go, I saw how much they truly cared. The thing was, though, I lied. I had no intention of joining a conclave or any church for that matter. Obad High's church was the trees and ground they grew on. I didn't need members of a church or a priest to tell me his ways. I just needed to look around. Now, his belief was in freedom, and that was just what I had planned. My father may have barred me from adventuring, but that would not stop me. For years, I walked the life of an adventurer. I met many friends and joined groups on quests. I traveled across oceans and back. I stood in the very arena my father had with his band of adventurers. I even held back a giant and got the killing blow, saving my party and myself from certain death. There are many stories I could tell you, but they're just like everyone else's highs and lows, loves and losses, riches and stale bread. I was I was roaming adventurer for 6 years, every single day being something new. This last year, though, I came back home. The first week was quick, warm, welcome, followed by a week of punishment for lying about what I was been doing. I took the year and stayed home, honed my craft, spent much time needing to bond with my family again. I got to see how strong my little brother Lou is and how he always has the best jokes. I got to see Leandra be the spitting image of my mother, beautiful and strong, yet the personality of my father, always bragging and too courageous for her own good. I got to read with my mother and hunt with my father. It was something I didn't know I missed so bad until I had it again. Now I actually understood how my father and mother could give up their exciting life. Adventuring is great. It's something I plan to give my life to more in the future. Yet there is not something quite like peace and love that home and family can give you. It's something to give up a life of stories and combat for. Still wasn't all downtime. I practiced my magic while there, and thanks to my helm, I was able to visit friends and teachers across the world for a small visit before coming home. Most of my time alone though, was spent out by that tree that I grew up around. I spent a whole year making a teleportation circle out there. It cost so much gold, but it was worth it to know that my home was always just one spell away. A year passed, and the craving came back. Too long had I sat still, and it was time again to go out. This time, the goodbyes were much harder. My parents were more accepting and all smiles. Seeing my new strength, they were sure I could handle myself out there. My siblings, those were the ones in tears. I spent my last night under the tree with my brother and sister, watching the sun go down. I left home, stayed on the continent I was born on, traveling and familiarizing myself with places I'd never been. It wasn't until a fateful night in a tavern when I heard a voice that I hadn't heard in a long time. One of my father's oldest friends, an old wizard. After hearing the voice, it wasn't hard to spot his large hat, even in the crowded tavern. We talked for hours, swapping stories, him telling his version of my father's adventures and me telling him some of mine. Eventually, he told me that he was recruiting for a mission led by another friend of my father's, the other old wizard of my father's guild, Jera. They needed recruits to help them stop a threat that they once failed to clear years ago. I spent hours telling him how I was qualified, even to the point of begging him for a chance. But it wasn't until I said something about this being a chance meeting sent down by Lady Fate that he'd even really started listening to me. He told me that I had a week to get to the dungeon. He would at least give me the chance. So this is me, son of the greatest archer and cleric there ever was. I've traveled far and wide, stared down many foes, but tomorrow I start the journey I wanted to walk since birth. I may be scared, but I have Obad High by my side and a courage that can't be snuffed. Bal Hara is my destiny like my father's before me. So tonight I dine on stale bread and ale where there is fine wine and steak below me in the inn. I prepare myself the way Bal Hara does. My name is Zaris Amarthandir, first son of Grayson and Alondra Amarthandir. Tomorrow I try out for the Guild of Bal Hara. Hey guys, it's been a while.
Yay!
Welcome back.
I'll fucking kill you, Scorgan.
I will point out the.
Oh, hang on, hold up. Leah's got some she apparently needs to say.
Okay, no, I was just like, I tried to talk and I was muted. Yay.
Fucking kill you, Scorgan. For the record,
hey.
about halfway through.
Oh, did you? I was wondering when it was going to be that both of you got on.
Oh no! When Scorgan said long shot, I was like, is this long shot player someone we played with when we first started?
I was wondering. Jared told me a little bit about that, and if Scorgan was trying to get you back. I didn't realize.
For anyone that doesn't know, my actual name is Cody, but these guys know me a lot more by Warthog or Grayson. I was one of the first people, along with Leah, Jira, and Scorgan, to play in Mutt's campaign. Scorgan messaged me on Roll20 about it being an anniversary edition, and as soon as I even saw Scorgan, I knew I had to come back and surprise you guys.
I have a quick question for everyone. About halfway through that, your voice rose like 3 octaves?
Oh yeah, this is my real voice. I meant to drop it.
Okay, I
was gonna
did
say,
his voice just not get deep? Like what? I was like, oh, my microphone got unplugged somehow because his voice totally just changed.
That's what I was saying earlier.
If you hadn't dropped the voice, it would have been immediate, I think.
I'm going to get a stronger
that
fucking
was really
drink.
good. That was a good voice. Like I totally believe that's like how you normally sounded.
Yeah, thanks. I practiced for quite a while.
Oh, I've been so excited all week.
Yeah, Leah's known too.
I've known the whole time.
Like, man, you ever have one of those moments where, like, man, that voice is real fucking familiar. And then she played the video today with your voice in. I'm like, nah.
Nah.
This is some guy named Greg.
Oh yeah, I changed everything. Dude, I changed my Roll20 name. I changed Discord's name.
And changing my fucking intro. Fuck you guys. You're still Greg until this intro's over.
No. Not fuck you guys. Scorgan. I had nothing to do with. Yes.
Anyhow.
So let me begin by saying the following long-winded thing that I will have here in text in case I start cutting out. For those of you who can sort of semi-follow along with me. First off, thank you for coming this evening. As always, I am beyond the mere concept of happy that we have for some time now been able to do this. To my newer players, Don, Hellman, now effectively Greg, do not feel like I'm going to ignore you, but this message is made with my veterans in mind. I hold the same adoration for you in my heart as I do these three, so please sit tight. We'll TPK you soon enough. Veterans, a little over 6 years ago, I signed up here on Roll20. No, seriously, as of the 4th, it was 6 years. 6 years and over 5,500 hours, over 5 years of which has been spent with you crazy bastards. Except you, Leah, you're darling, and we're glad to have you. A year or so ago, give or take, the Big Hat here wrote a sort of look back over his time with the guild, which included some well-received commentary that I had not always been the best host, and a look back that hopefully I've surpassed in the time following, but that is not for me to judge. We have spent these many moons not just trading tales of how we hit ourselves with our own fireballs, or how we accidentally destroyed, redacted, with glorious use of push spells. Tales of how we mage-handed our staves or greeted the new blood in nothing but our indie-worthy hats. We have shared tales of murdered emperors, coup de grace dragons, and as a memory rekindled just this evening, scaring an orc so bad he would rather be dead than be yelled at any longer. We've crossed the plains and campaigns, we've seen friends come and go, new blood like that which joins us at the table this evening, some of which were with us until stolen away by real life, damnable though it be. Others were here with us but a night or two, yet still come to mind when we look back over these years. 5 fucking years. How the hell have you guys put up with me so long? For myself, hosting 7 nights a week, covering 12 games a week until my brain was fried, to some of you now slipping behind the DM screen, to welcoming us into your mind, your imagination, our shared stories from a new perspective. We've delved dungeons, launched into space, blazed guns in variations of the world we live in, surviving, and cyberpunking it up. We've rocked out with Elvis in the land of the rising sun, and made attempt to seek our lost brother Bob and the rumor of his bountiful bread. Not to mention living through the dreaded Thursday curse. It is more than the games that we've played together. For the last 5 years, you folks have been my friends. Now, I'm not going to get over emotional about all this, but I don't tend to make friends. The time spent with you, there's nothing I would rather have. No matter what kind of shit is going on in the world around me, I know that at 21:30, that's 9:30 p.m., Leah, I can settle down behind my screen, pull out my notes, my dice, and it all just melts away. I hope, over these many years, and hopefully many, many more to come, that I have been as good a friend to you as you all have been for me. And I thank you for allowing, at this point, my blathering, selfish that it is. Now grab your Zandam drinks, grab your Zandam snacks, and let's have a toast to the glorious Guild of Balhara. Huzzah.
It's a Balhara.
To Valhalla.
Huzzah.
Anyone else want to bring a fucking surprise on me?
Fuck, that's got warm over the last hour.
Nope, I'm good.
You sure you don't want to blow up another door, Nara? There's a door in the shop.
No,
The shop needs to have a door.
No, because I would have to pay for that one.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good to be back.
Oh man.
Now, for those who weren't present, I will reread the campaign intro as quickly and hastily written. At the request of Jera, this game came to be made, and very hastily. So mind you, there will be continuity errors. I threw this together in, 3 weeks, maybe? Something like that?
Something like that.
But when asked for this to be our replacement after, let's be honest, after a TPK in our Pathfinder playtest,
RIP.
I was more than happy to help Jera vent out his vengeance. So here we go. This is the campaign synopsis for Shades of Crimson Vengeance, or as my notes have here, just Crimson Skull. Years ago, the adventuring party of Balhara delved into a dungeon, discovered not far from the city their guild called home. Alas, not all made it home alive from this perilous quest. In the heat of the moment, the wizard Jera let memory of the safeguards in place be lost in a blazing end. His soul languished for quite some time as attempts at resurrection failed. The Genasi, the whiskey finally burned my tongue, can you tell? Was returned to the living realms by the action of a destined love, the avatar of the City of Flame.
Spirit of Chicago.
Gave forth a small portion of her own life spark, becoming mortal in exchange for the wizard's life. While his return brought joy to many, Jarrah could never shake the dying vision of the large, crystalline skull with its bright crimson hue and endless stream of undead. Several forays into nearby dungeons and ruins had turned up no word of this cursed foe. In position of importance as an operator of the guild and member of the Wizards' Council, the fires of wrath cool to little more than faded coal. In partnership with the Internal Bastion, the fires of revenge blaze once more as a messenger under the banner of Unbroken Shield reports that scouts have discovered a temple risen unawares to their forces from the undead that have poured forth in great numbers, all of which embedded in the skull a deep red crystal, one which brought to the guild for studying and through use of divination to be confirmed as being made from the same material the cursed skull was. Due to guild restrictions and the angered wizard could not both file a quest and partake in fulfilling the conditions, which mainly boiled down to his wife, who he still does not know the name of, and Amethyst not wanting to put any official members on this vengeance task. With the help of Skorgan, the two have opted to use this as a recruitment operation. We begin our adventure in the hollowed halls of the Guild of Balhara through one of the many portal doors, because as we mentioned before, there are literally no doors. For those who don't know, this isn't a joke. There are no doors. Jarrah broke the only one we ever installed.
Because I was muted.
Well,
Here in one of the chambers, not too far from Skorgan's library, as far as portals go, whimsy-wimsy, teleport nonsense, the Wizards' Council, as it stands, Skorgan, Jarrah, and their loosely phrased secretary, Amethyst, await the recruits for what effectively is their interview day. Now, all of you, new bloods, still glaring at you, Greg, will be arriving as a more or less group within the guild hall. Please tell me my microphone's not picking up my roommate having just a blast dying in the other room.
I don't hear.
No, I didn't hear anything.
No.
Okay, fantastic. 'Cause, man, he's getting a Zuru about his death. Loud enough that my noise canceling headphones, I can hear him.
Wow.
Well, to be fair, Derp's pretty loud.
Yeah, he can be. Anyhow, so feel free to interject, but Wizards, the floor is yours. Call them in as you see fit. You would have their names, by the by.
Okay. Out of character, real quick. Everybody has their actual names down there at the bottom, right? I'll have to go looking at sheets.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, everybody looks good. Okay. So, Jarrah, I think we
Yes.
should start with the rabbit.
Might as well.
Oh, that's big.
Yes.
Hello, I'm Rabbit. Rabbit is me.
Mm-hmm. And
I feel like it needs to be addressed. Scoring, you are dressed this time, right? You're not in your library.
Yeah, I have my adventuring gear on.
Okay.
look, there are 3 people here who have. Yeah.
Yeah. It
I mean,
needed to be.
I don't know
be
what you
in-
guys' problem is. I have the same armor class in just my hat as I do clothes on.
Yes, but if I get one more dispute from the guards,
They're just jealous.
sure. Please, ma'am, have a seat.
Okay,
Something to drink.
I have my own. I'm just gonna pull out my flask and just start chugging from it.
Quaint.
Scorgan jots down a note on a random scroll. So, I'm sure you've heard we are recruiting for a very important mission, with the potential of possibly becoming a guild member after said quest is fulfilled successfully.
Oh
What
boy.
skills do you have that you feel we will need to fulfill this quest?
Well, I punch things really hard, and I can drink a lot.
The punching will probably be useful.
Drinking could be two if she's capable of drinking enough to completely empty a room that possibly could be flooded.
True.
Can't drink that much. You guys want a drink? And I'll just hand out my flask. It's good.
Amethyst happily takes a very hearty chug.
I made it myself. It's pretty great.
Yeah, it's all right. Gives it back.
Either of you two guys drink, please?
Scorgan doesn't drink.
I tend to avoid it.
Ah, fair enough.
Do you have next of kin, Miss Rabbit? Anyone we would need to notify in the likely cause of death or what have you?
No, but if that drink was poisoned, you might
I'll
need
be
to
fine.
notify.
Okay.
I mean, you did just kind of take my drink without checking first. It's pretty important.
Oh, I assure
thing
you,
to do.
I'll be fine.
Ah, fair enough. I take another
Trust
drink of
me.
it.
If it's any worse than the concoctions these assholes make. Glares
Hey.
at Jera.
I take offense to that.
Honestly, mostly I'm just here with my friend Zeris. So, I mean, I'm here to make sure he doesn't die mostly.
Oh yes.
Shit.
Well, I mean, if it's a partner deal, why not have him come in as well? Get this ball rolling. Yes.
Zeris would come in, but he has a cloak up and a blue face mask covering up basically anything else. He comes in. And, hello, it's nice to see you again, Scorgan. I've arrived. Me, John. I'm here to try out.
You sound really nervous.
Shut up, Rabbit.
Very nervous.
I don't need to be nervous around them.
It's nice to see. Oh, and as he goes to bow, his mask falls off, and it's obviously Grayson and Alondra's son, Jerry. You would definitely know him.
Yeah.
I mean, Amethyst probably would have too. I mean, Garrison fucking ran the guild.
She has your your profile in her hand.
Right.
Just like
Uh,
just sit down.
also, two things that I told Scorgan before, but Jera and Amethyst would definitely know. There's two things Grayson and Alondra always made very clear when they left. They were done. They weren't coming back to adventuring. Their two children were never to ever be allowed into the Balhara. So they're the only two things they are. Hey, Uncle Scorgan, Amethyst, Uncle Jera. Hey.
Could I have another drink?
Yeah, sure. And I just hand her a new flask.
She just upends it.
Is it hot in here?
I will remind you, Amethyst, you said we were not allowed to use any
Guild
current
member.
members.
That is correct.
And just because he survives does not necessarily mean he will become a member. Is potential.
Right. Exactly.
Upends it again before handing it back.
Come on, guys. Listen, I know what Dad and Mom have said over the years, but I'm 25 years old. I've been adventuring for 7 years. I've done things that my father had never even dreamed of doing when he first joined this Guild, and I deserve a shot. That's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for a shot, damn it. That's it.
So I'm just gonna pat his back, look up Scorgan, and just like, I'd give him a shot. He looks pretty serious. And I've seen him
Yeah.
do some work.
He could probably use a shot, calm his nerves.
I don't think Tricky's wise right now.
Well,
Oh,
any
Uncle-
qualms against these two, Council? As
I
I already know his next of kin. And she's just like daggers at Scorgan right now.
I don't think we could stop you, even if we wanted to.
Every man walks his own path in life.
Yeah.
You guys mean it? You're giving me a shot?
Don't get him killed quickly.
I won't die. I promise. I won't die. I've been up against some tough shit. Right? Rabbit knows. We've been through some stuff, and I have plenty of spells. I practiced many times. I'm ready.
On that note, Azaris, probably she won't be mad at me, alright?
Why?
So I'm gonna step into his shadow and just kind of appear in another shadow of the room, looking quite a bit different. Specifically, looking like, about 16 to 18-year-old girl, brown hair, about to her shoulders.
Auntie?
Hi.
Ex-members are not current members of the guild.
Wait, you kicked me out? Where'd you kick me out?
Is very confused.
It was more political than anything. I mean, after you kind of kill a king.
Emperor. I believe his title was Emperor.
Yes, Emperor. Thank you.
I don't. You've been with me for 6 years.
Yeah.
I don't.
I had to make sure you didn't die.
Wow. Okay, Dad talked about the migraines he gave him. This is new.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Amethyst is just like settling down, face in her hands.
Okay. All right. No. We be on track. All I'm asking for is a shot. I know what my dad and mom have said, and I know that you guys agree with him on some points, but I am my own man, and I just want a shot. That's all.
Zara Sterling, I believe the council has approved your application. It's the reapplication of... And she's now staring into the dim lit corner of this council chamber.
Hello.
It's good to see you again.
Thank
I got a
Amethyst?
shot in Zara's face.
Amethyst, do you have an extra flask on you?
I have 3 more.
It's in the drawer.
I'll take a shot of Amethyst's flask.
Oh, I see how it is. Don't trust me.
You disappeared.
I have been MIA for
a long time.
It's been a while,
20
hasn't it?
over 20 years.
Yeah. You guys have gotten
Yes.
old.
Amethyst looks like indignant at this comment.
No offense intended. You look great, Amethyst. As always.
I've aged well, thank you.
That's what I. Yeah, exactly. Let's go with that.
Council, please. And she slides those 2 pamphlets over. Complete Xeris and Rabbit's application.
Yes. I vote for approval.
I vote for approval as well.
The quill flicks up and signs their names for them.
Yes.
Please wait in the greeting hall. Thank you.
Xeris is passed out. He's laying on the floor, face down.
Yeah, I'm going to carry him out.
Right. Scorgan. Darling
Yes.
Councilmember Scorgan.
I take
wouldn't-
a couple of steps away from Scorgan.
Wouldn't have to be dragging Darius back into this now, would you?
Unfortunately, no. He's having a bit of an issue with bum knee in his old age.
Ah, yes.
Not really into the adventuring spirit right now.
Well. Who would you like to call in next?
Well, I mean, it seems like we kind of have our front line melees taken care of. So let's go. I saw a young lady with a bow out there.
Is your Warforged male or female?
Male.
Okay.
Oh, he's a
Awkward.
male.
To be fair,
Huh.
Mistake
said-
Scorgan may make.
I sent that lady away. She was wholly underprepared.
Really? I
Yes,
thought she
there's-
was quite
there's-
endowed for this type of business.
I bet you did. He rips the flask out of Jera's hand and finishes it.
All right. Well, let's talk to the robot.
Knock, if you'd come in, please.
Okay, that was actually really amusing.
That was really confusing. She's really getting into the Warforged spirit already.
Greetings. I am Knock. You may have heard tale of my keen shot or even my astute tracking. You may be thinking these are tall tales. Nonsense. Well, my friends, let me not brag in saying that these are indeed very true. Now, I know what you're asking yourselves. Why would such a glorious myth stand before you? Simple. I caught word of one's desperate need for vengeance, a need I am all too happy to oblige. Smug gesture?
Insert smug gesture here.
Yes. Do you know this one, Jera?
I feel like I've heard at least one or two stories.
You broke the only Warforged I ever got to meet.
I did not do it.
It's a
Not
good
my
point.
fault you ran out of ink.
Do you have a soul?
Gordon!
It's important for the potential of resin.
Uh,
I mean, of course I do.
Amethyst furiously jots a note down.
What? A note not to ask any more candidates about souls?
No, just okay. A warforged with a soul. Okay, noted.
I like this one.
I think we could use her.
Ham.
Him. Robots.
You're not about to ask if it has functioning parts now, are you?
No. I do have a little bit of social grace.
Mm-hmm.
Scorgan just smiles. This one should work.
She slides the file over for it to be signed. Verbally, of course. The quill flips up, signs for the two. Please wait in the greeting hall.
Need one more probably.
Well, there was that one with the funny accent.
Yeah. Let's get him in here.
Mr. Develos.
In walks a young man with silvery white hair, curly, and as he flips it back, there are a slight point to his ears, and he looks at Amethyst and says, "My good lady, that is Deverois. I am Percival Deverois at your service, good masters and lady."
She switches out flasks.
Is this going to be the talker for our party?
It was my understanding, Master Scorgian, that we are going into a question. Do we know the details of what we're doing? What our characters know?
Perilous quest for vengeance.
Yes. It is my understanding that we are, how you say, undertaking a dangerous quest to avenge someone. That was not clear in the job advertisement. But if you would need me to talk with people, I can do that, yes.
Well, what skills do you offer this adventure?
Well, Master Scorgian, as a noble by birth, although I believe my dear sister would, half sister, would dispute that claim, I have been trained in all manners of the blade and armor, but perhaps more relevant to your interests. And as he does so, he holds out his hand, and a black sword falls into it, shimmering as though from mist. I have stared into the Shadowfell itself and received from it a gift through which I may pursue interests, both mine and others.
I mean, I'm already approving this guy.
Maybe we can work on that accent a little bit.
You have an issue with how I speak, Monsieur Gerard?
I just sign it, not even waiting for the quill to.
Physically signed it.
Internally thinking, I thought Soren was awful.
Soren, you have not met Soren yet.
I thought
That's 20. No, that's from the binding.
I
You
thought
have you've not met Soren yet.
Okay.
It's not until after Limbo.
Don't get your timelines mixed up, Jared.
Uh-huh. It's going to be important. That's after Limbo.
Stares at Azek for screwing up the timelines.
Anyhow. I need a chip. Just one chip. I told everyone to get snacks. You thought I wanted?
No, I got my snacks.
I have gum.
Good snack.
I mean,
Oddly enough, actually what I'm drinking as well.
I
His
just grabbed
snack.
my popcorn.
I
Sorry.
said gum, not rum, Scorgan.
So I said I got my drinks and snack at the same time. It's the same thing.
Hmm.
Yes. Anyhow, the day presses on with numerous applicants coming in, most of which are, frankly, a waste of time. A couple of which, they would have been passable, but their combative roles have already been filled. And many of them receive the "Don't call us, we'll call you," and were politely removed from the guild hall premise. Well, those you've agreed to await you in the greeting hall. I have paperwork to do. Jara, do not forget to stop by the wife.
I know, I know.
And Scorgan, do you need anyone to clean your library while you're away?
No, no one's allowed in my library while I'm away. They might die.
That's not what I asked. And then there's a like sort of light bulb in her head. Ah, wait, no, it's feeding time. I'll be back. And she leaves. Those downstairs, you see Amethyst slip out, and from one of the frameworks of where a door should be, she appears to step through. Before she just walks right past you all, stops at her desk for a moment to again change into a new flask, before proceeding through yet another archway and disappearing down what appears to be a flight of stairs, humming her feeding time song.
Huh. I think she's starting to have a problem.
Don't change the subject. You were a different person for 6 years.
I can do that. Can you
This
not do
sound-
that? I'm gonna shift my shape to specifically look like his father.
That's not funny at all. That's not. Please look away.
And then I shift it right back.
That is what y'all walk into, is Grayson standing there laughing at her son. Before
Yep.
being, again, Lissa.
That's me.
Yes. So, I'm under the understanding, Jara, that time is of the essence.
I believe so.
All of you were told to bring everything you needed. This will be our party. And I would much appreciate you guys not dying, as replacements will be quite a far distance away.
Especially you, pointed at Xeris.
He has the biggest shit-eating grin smile on.
Does anyone here get portal sickness?
I do.
I don't.
Is Master Scorgan, is that like a seasickness?
Similar, but far more serious and much quicker onset.
It feels
But,
like you're puking up a cantrip.
It's not a bad example. But that also means that you'll be going through the portal last.
Hmm.
I'm talking to Lisa, by the way.
Oh no, I
because
don't actually.
Obviously, I do not wish to step through into anything. I'm old. I don't want to slip and fall.
That'd be bad.
But if no one here has any last minute preparations, there is a portal waiting for us to take us to the entrance to our destination.
Jara does.
Yeah, I know.
So if nobody has anything that they need to do, I think we should leave right away.
I'll catch up.
Where are you going, Master Gerard?
No, you don't want to know.
What he said. I will head to the shop.
Does anyone go with him?
I do.
Otherwise, you are all led to one of the guild's portal chambers.
Cirrus nudges the Warforged next to him. That's Balharaz's teleporter.
Shall we see if there is a gift shop for you, Master Zeris?
Oh no, they don't have a gift shop.
Yes, they
I
do.
am not surprised you know that.
Yes, they do.
Oh,
The
Must be-
teleportal is inside a building, right?
It is indoors, yes. So is there something you need to fetch from outside?
Yes.
Maybe inform your party that you need to do so? Cough, cough.
How far is the outskirts to this?
Right out that door.
I must say, literally, it's not a very big town. The guild hall takes up pretty much the entire expanse of it. Outside of let's see, what is it? The shop, a small wooded grove that pretty much no one goes in because it's basically considered sacred ground.
Don't touch it.
And a tent with a beautiful flower garden. The sign is not present, by the way.
And then like the little inn that the one dude takes care of.
Oh yeah, that's right. In the inn,
The inn,
that inn
that inn.
where everyone just decided to go hunting instead. Grayson.
So within a mile?
Within a mile, yes.
Alright, I'm going to call my companion over.
Is it to bring all of your? Is it to bring your other companion along with it, or did
Just
you bring
one.
just one?
Just one.
Okay. You got rid of the horse and carriage.
No, it's still there.
Okay. So for those who are curious, it takes a moment, about a minute or two, as everyone's kind of standing around. The portal is starting to thrum with energy as this large murder bird deer flaps its way into the guild hall.
Oh
Um,
God!
Anyone of elven blood here should probably panic.
Percival is going to very quickly step away.
Technically 1/4. So like,
Any blood.
eh.
Yeah. You guys are welcome to roll a nature check if you want to recognize the type of creature.
Let's see.
Okay.
And
So-
The llama.
this is just wow.
That'd be 5 on my nature.
Come on. God, I love.
It appears to be a large chicken.
Oh my God! It's a devil.
Don't be silly. This is my friend Peu.
Pave?
Pay you. It flaps
Hey.
aggressively in front of the one calling it a devil.
You said it was nature to
Nature.
know this thing?
And for reference, how big is it?
It's a medium-sized creature.
So like as
Um,
big as a person?
A little bigger, I'd say.
This is the largest chicken I have ever seen.
Leah would love this. I want it far away from me.
It's adorable.
Does excuse me, Master Warforged, does the word adorable mean something different to you than it does to us mortals?
A doorbell?
Adorable.
Yeah, no, it's not a doorbell, sir. I don't. It's
You
a
are
bird.
making fun of my accent.
What? No, I'd never make fun of an accent. I know many different dialects.
Hey, I think he's trying to say adorable. Just getting that out
Yes,
there.
that is the word.
Yeah. See. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, after traipsing through the warm afternoon air, we come across one of the only doors in the entire fucking town, for some reason, to a commonly little shop where, for the last 20-odd years, Jera here has been the owner. A simple wooden frame opens up, and as the door opens wide, I need a dexterity save, Jera.
Of course.
As loud enough to be heard, just a little ways up the street in its open air styling, that bastard is going to get himself killed again! How many times do I have to resurrect him this month alone? A very
Oh, hi.
Fortunately, Jerry, you managed to dodge the very sharp implement she was actually aiming at the gnome with, who is now, like, quivering with his broom behind one of the counters. She's like, what the fuck did you do? Ah, husband, you're home already, so you've seen the errors of your ways. I see. Come, dinner's getting ready. The kids are home. They're ready for their lessons.
We're just about to head out.
There's like everyone's seen the cartoon Hercules, right? Where the little blue flame all of a sudden is not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she's whoosh. Right. Of course you are. Of course you are. 20 years. 20 years. You could not let it go. Over 2 decades. That's it. That's fine. You know what? If they don't bring your body back, I've got no other spark to give you. I've got nothing else to give you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if you leave your children without a father? Huh? What are you gonna do?
I will put my hands on her shoulders. It will be fine.
I'm gonna kill that big hat.
This was not on him.
20 years.
I am going with friends and people I trust. And some new people, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, you were with people you trusted the first time.
Yes. But I am far more capable than I was then.
Tell me you guys are at least getting rings.
Amethyst declined to make them for us. And internally, how good those did.
Hey, do you guys smell smoke?
She storms out of the room.
Well, I tried.
What's the guild?
Oh shit! I don't have sending to warn them. I go quickly behind.
A woman made entirely of fire, who has now effectively burnt all of her garb off in her rage, storms past the party as she enters the room and immediately heads down the stairs.
Uncle Scorgan, I'm telling you, I smell smoke. It sounds like, oh shit.
We should go. 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 We should go.
Do you think the fire lady knows Master Jera?
We should go. 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 We should go.
No, he's right. Pissed off cleric woman is not something you want to deal with. Let's go.
Right as the last sigil pops up, who is the first one on? Jarrett, can't be you.
Xeris. Duh.
I'll follow behind.
Okay, Xeris,
Excited.
you pop. Yeah, you just step on and. I need a Constitution save.
Okay. Hopefully, this fucking works, because this character sheet's been very laggy. Saving throws, con.
You throw up. Like, you saw sights through that portal that you will never be able to speak of.
He throws up, but he's like smiling afterward. He's like, no! Finally made it!
Lissa, you appear just as he's wiping the last of the juice from his lips.
Ew.
There you feel the crunch of snow under your feet, something the guild really hasn't dealt with in quite some time. Scorgan. Unfortunately, Scorgan, the chat doesn't get to see all of that.
Yeah, they do. I brought it back.
Ah, I see. Between Percival, Nock, who's next?
Percival will step onto the.
Oh, and I need a con from Lissa. By the by. At disadvantage, as you've made note that you do get portal sickness.
It was a joke.
Too late. Oh God! So Percival steps through the portal right as she's in the middle of judging Zaris just wholeheartedly as. Listen, you're not nearly as young as you thought you were. You turn, not wanting him to see it, and just right in the face and chest of this half-elven man as he steps out into the snow, fresh and ready, and now covered with the last several drinks you've had.
I've had a couple.
What is happening? This is disgusting.
First of all, I now need your saves.
At disadvantage?
That is entirely. If you feel that it would be in character that being thrown up on would give you a more likely chance of being throwing up yourself.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so 3 and 20. Okay.
Damn!
You may shake it off.
I then let me make sure I
sorry.
have this cantrip.
It's not my fault.
Yes, I cast Prestidigitation on myself
Okay.
and clean off the vomit.
Knock. As you step through, fortunately, your particular make and model doesn't bother you so wholeheartedly as the rest of them. But you can see Zaris in the middle of a gesture over himself, sloughing off this strange liquid, unsure of its source. A red-faced Lissa. Scorgan and Jera, just before the two of you take your turns. The middle child, I swear I had their name written down somewhere in a journal, and I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, it's somewhere. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down somewhere too at some point.
Let's be honest, we didn't even give them names until the
Until we
fucking,
needed to.
last 3 weeks of the campaign.
Savage.
Sir, I think he has 7 kids.
Yeah. One of them went to train under Grayson a little bit.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, city got to repopulate. Approaches you, and as the two of you can hear down the stairs below, frightful exchange between Jera's wife and Amethyst. There is a tug on each of your robes. There, the middle child is glancing back the stairs. Father, Uncle Scorgan, I managed to score these familiar rings.
Yoink. Puts on.
And if the stories are as they were told, Father, don't forget it this time. And come back safe. I don't know if I can deal with another resurrection party.
Are these character-specific ones?
I'm afraid so. It took me all night to make them.
Okay. Are you sure he didn't just put on mine?
No.
Fantastic. I did that when I put it in my pocket.
I'm not willing to try it at this point. Too late now.
So what did you do with yours, Jera?
I put it on.
Hey, Mutt, isn't it when you put them on that you get teleported back?
Oh,
no, it's when you
shit.
take it off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm definitely not trying it now. That would be kind of dumb.
And you see
I
them look over the shoulder. Oh god, go!
No.
It runs out the door.
I guess that means
Wizards.
you're first.
Yeah.
Yep, I will step through. Being very proud. And con save.
Jerry, you managed to swallow back the bile. It's not your first rodeo, but
Nope.
you keep the presence that everything was okay, and then you kind of look around and see that the dribblings all over the snow, and you can hear the exchange between the party.
She
As I
usually
said-
holds her liquor better. I'm sorry, sir.
It is all right.
Uh,
And Percival sort of gives a weak smile, but takes several steps back.
And
Yeah.
Skorgan, being the traveler of portals, you're fine.
Oh, okay. I was all set to definitely pass that.
To be fair, sir, you travel like 20 portals a day on average.
I mean, my front door is a portal.
Not that kind of portal.
Well, no, I mean, that's how you get into the Wizard Tower.
Yes.
It's literally a
Anyhow,
portal.
Hey,
Payu came when you came. For the record, the portal was large enough for more than one person to go at once.
No,
We're fine.
Could have fit the whole party.
I've seen what happened when two people go in a portal together. No.
Yeah. No, never again.
that poor horse.
So,
Yes.
there on the ground, the last vestiges of the portal's available magic withers away before being nothing more than a small blue fire burns down to an ember and then to nothing, leaving a melted spot of greenery there in the wide expanse of the snow-covered plains. Far off, on the distant horizon to the south, you can see there the gleaming bastion of the Eternal Bastion, of which no one in the party here has officially been. And it is from a small wooded grove just north of you that you hear a sharp whistle that I'm not going to do over a microphone because that's mean.
Thank you.
Turning to look, there, someone who probably fits the name Rabbit a little better, a young Awashigiri, one of the little rabbit folks, sits shivering and sniffling as they hide behind the thick bough of a sentinel pine. You're the ones I was supposed to be waiting for. Fucking, why want to go back to the...
He seems pretty cold.
Yeah, perhaps Mr. Gera could stand next to her and she would be more warm.
I'm a
I do not understand your muttering, little one.
This creature, for the record, stands about 7 feet tall.
Giant one.
For those who are not aware, they are Oshkiri. They are a desert folk
Bunny
that
people.
reside west of where the guild's city is, a good ways. They live in a desert, a typically very hot one.
Why are
So-
you people here? No offense, but you stayed in deserts, right?
It's just-
So my father told me.
hold on. Consider me as a subcontractor. The Bastion pulled some strings. They feel like they are wearing a heavy coat and just it's nothing doing. They said it'll be fine. It gets as cold as it does at night in the desert, but we're inside. They showed me the path that you need to take, but unfortunately they had to go back behind their walls before the next series of trials. So, here I am, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I give him a candle.
Just blinks. Holding the candle, shivering like, okay, now what?
I light the candle using Presty.
Ah, fantastic. Now, a quarter of an inch of me shall be warm, I thank you. Maybe I should just lit my whole damn furry face on fire. Please stop. Be on our way. Or
Yes.
will we get moving?
Let's go.
It turns and darts into the woods with speed difficult for normal humans to maintain. Those of you with the monk training will be fine. Everyone else, I need athletics.
Okay.
Flat D20 it is.
Hey,
Jara, you forgot to girdle your loins as you fall face first into the snow. Give me a D100, please. You want below 50. Okay.
it's not
You
below.
fall face first into the snow of the portal disaster.
Oh,
Take out the slash, add another pair. Take out the slash roll altogether. Just do bracket, 1d20 plus 7. Close
Thank
bracket,
you.
close bracket.
I knew there were brackets involved.
Scorpion, you are actually fine. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. Okay. Dara, you manage to eventually catch up as the group takes its first break. Here, under a heavy canopy of the Sentinel Pines, pressed together, a winding trail led across a frozen brook, leads to seemingly to push out of the ground itself this large black stone temple.
I think that is what we are looking for.
I'd say so. Definitely looks like that.
Now, would you consider my good contract fulfilled, having brought you to the scouted destination? For the record, the candle has already burnt out like twice.
Oh,
The creature moves very quickly. If so, I will be on my way to collect my payment. Please sign here, and holds out his little contract paper to Jara.
I'll do the sign.
Thank you for your patronage. Turns and bunny hops away. The temple itself is an impressive structure. Black stone itself seeming to tear free from the land's surface, etched with a patternless bolts of lightning, stark white against its surface, seemingly trapped in time. Within a large archway stands a door of rich oak, reinforced with iron bands and rivets. The only portion of the building that appears to be crafted in any mundane fashion. As your party approaches within a few meters, the air begins to sting with an arcane charge. Several sigils alight about the arch, framing the door, flanking thinly carved words. Bereft of knowledge, someone should be writing this down. Bereft of knowledge, bereft of power. What do you seek with entry my temple dower.
Bereft of knowledge, bereft of power, what do you seek in my temple dower?
Correct.
Hmm.
It is a riddle, I think.
Is there? You said this is on the archway in front of us, right?
Archway had steps out a bit from the large door that leads into the temple.
Okay, there's the door.
And the air itself there's a physical presence of the arcane within the air. Once you've gotten about 15 feet away from it.
Hmm.
We could try knocking.
I mean, this seems like a classic trap, though. Surely, once we touch the door, we're going to be hurt with something.
You know, that's a good point. I want to go knock it.
Oh, okay.
Lissa,
Yeah.
as you step forward into the crackling air, the party sees the air physically form around you with electric intent. I need a dexterity save. Okay. You manage to lunge back just as the last moment of that hiss, where the air itself begins to smoke about you, and a crash of thunder where you stood but seconds ago erupts.
So you were right.
evocation. Yeah. See, I didn't have to spend detect magic on that, so I guess that worked out. But
Okay, so yeah.
uncles, this riddle mean anything to you? You guys were here before, right?
A long time ago. I don't remember the riddle.
You were never at this temple.
Okay, so it's a different temple.
Correct.
Hmm.
Bereft of knowledge, bereft of power. What do you seek in my temple dower?
Personal knock. Does this mean anything to you?
Well, the words do not mean much. That will be a lie. They do not mean anything to me. But perhaps I might have an idea. But is the snow from earlier still like gathered around this temple?
Outside where the actual energy is, it seems to have melted and worked away the snow. It stops right on the edge where you just saw Lissa step through.
Oh, right. But so like a little far back, there's like snow on the ground.
Correct.
Okay. Percival would like to gather the snow into a ball and then throw it through the archway.
It flies through before about halfway, melting midair.
Interesting. Do we have something? I would like to test what the how you say the limit of the zappy zap is. How close we can get before we are zapped. Perhaps snow is not a good medium to test with.
Or we could try to figure out this riddle.
Well, what other way would we test it with? I mean,
Do we
Well,
have
you-
something?
You
to
just saw
throw?
her step over it and step
we know
into it.
do we know the exact point of where she would have got shocked at?
There's a pretty sharp line of
Sharp line, okay.
snow, suddenly no snow.
Hmm.
The grass itself has seemed to blacken. It's not like it's been burnt, more like it's been withered.
Well, why don't we just take this for what it literally is saying? Uncle Jera, why are we here? Make sure to say it loudly.
Revenge.
The door like cups its ears.
Revenge.
Door cups its ears.
I'm not going any louder on purpose, but
I know. Nothing happens.
Hmm.
Jera,
Yes.
it's a door.
Want me to try it? Want me to try it, Morgan? I will.
Oh fuck!
I say we knock.
She just tried and nearly got zapped.
I meant you're not.
Jara knocking?
I'm going to touch Uncle Jera and cast guidance on him,
Okay.
just
I'm gonna
in
throw-
case.
I'm gonna throw a fireball at the door. I'm gonna do the Jara way.
So, as a shimmer races across Jera with a quick prayer from Xeris, with a lift of a finger and a sharp shot of a red line across to the door. I'm assuming center mass. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a large double door. Warrior damage. And it is a 20-foot radius, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you did not alert Lissa, Percival,
Oops.
as to your plans, could I get dexterity saves on the two of you?
I
as you
will
were-
sculpt spells.
So like it launches, it explodes, and you see Jaros do the oh shit, and just scoop the fire back towards the door as it comes with inches in front of your face. Lissa and Percival.
Huh.
The door has clearly taken a significant amount of damage. At which point in time, there is the sound of rattling bones.
Oops.
Master Jera, it sounded like you have awakened these spooky, scary skeletons.
Well,
Ah.
those were around last time, so
You see nothing arise. You just hear it.
Can I Eldritch Blast the door?
You're welcome to try. Do I have anyone with a passive perception 16 or higher? I know normally I make a HUD, but I didn't.
No.
In fact, let me quickly make a
I don't believe I do.
let's make a stat screen for myself. That would be 10 plus your perception modifier. We're going to do this in order. Scorgan, yours. Feel free if you want to whisper it to me, you can, but
Unmuted down. 18.
18, okay. Jera?
12.
What?
12. Percival, he's a
Fifth.
intelligence class.
15.
Okay. Xeris?
14.
Okay. Knock?
Perception, right?
Perception. So 10 plus your perception modifier.
21.
21. Okay. And of course, the ever so delightful Lissa.
12.
Very rude, Jera.
How do you have a 12? Do you have a negative to wisdom?
Maybe no.
No.
'Cause
not
what's
proficient.
your... Yeah. Okay. Nope, I've been playing way too many bards. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. If I was a bard, yeah.
Okay. I've just been playing way too many bards. Alright, so, Scorgan and Knock. Oh, yep, Scorgan and Knock. The two of you notice as Lissa begins her arcane chant, raising her implement at the ready. Several sections of that withered grass seem to be pressed down as though things are moving towards you.
Hmm.
Ready an arrow?
Knock, you specifically can make out the shape there in that arcane charged air of vaguely humanoid silhouettes sauntering towards the party.
Yep, ready an arrow, and there's something coming.
What? Where?
The door. It's the door, right?
The yard there in
Yard.
front of the door, but yeah.
Okay.
Scorpion, anything?
No, I'm intentionally remaining quiet.
Okay. Let's roll your attack, and then everyone roll initiative. Okay,
Oops, I did that as a DM whisper. Sorry.
that's fine. I get to see it. So it snakes through, and it doesn't connect with the door, but it hits something solid. You see your blast erupt, and you can hear the sounds of shattering bone.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
I need initiatives.
My first fight with Balhara. Wait, did I click that?
You click your token, and then click initiative.
Right. I didn't click the token.
We're doing great with this initiative, guys.
Oh my gosh. We all did it. There
Except
it
for
is.
Knock.
Knock is ready. In fact, Knock, you're good to go. You're up first. Knock, that's you. You're up.
Excuse me, I have many pages to flip through real quick.
Many pages.
Ah, yes, level 13 characters. Yay!
Yeah, also my character sheet on roll 20 is bugging out and I can't cast spells, so I'm gonna have to just manually roll them all.
Ah, I manually roll my stuff anyways.
Hmm.
But then again, I use mostly like Hero Lab for my character tracking because I'm spoiled.
Okay,
This
so
is
it's
the
just
first
one
time
thing.
in a
though.
long time that I've put all
No,
my
there's-
spells
you see
on roll
multiple.
20.
Can I see them or just
You see where the footprints are.
okay?
Hmm.
Okay.
I need. Oh, ow! That does not connect with anything. You see your arrow launch forward and into the solid earth.
Hey, Oathbow.
And one more, right?
You have extra attack, yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
All right. Do you intend to move or anything?
Further back.
Okay. Get in your hole. Good Raven. Okay. Some semblance of the HUD there. All right, that brings us up to Payu.
So am I controlling him or are you? I don't.
Did you give him any particular command?
The footsteps are currently in like the electric-y zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then no, other than just be ready.
Okay. Payu will quickly flutter out from the tree it was waiting on and sit defensively over you. Okay, okay. As between Nock and Payu get very well prepared, the arrows loosed at the hidden targets, thunking hard into the ground there ahead. And right in front of Lissa, where moments ago fire had just withered away, and her vision broke long enough to launch that eldritch blast. Stepping and pushing its way out, the shattered skull, where you can still see some of her eldritch power trindling off in this smoky essence, as a large skeleton looms and begins to try to wrap arms about her, with its jaw hung low for a bite. I need either an athletics or acrobatics from Melissa. Percival beside you, you see, and Xeris, as she is a notable character for you. You see Auntie Lissa there, grabbed, and a large bite into her shoulder.
Oh,
Oh.
jeez.
That is only a whopping 4 points of damage, piercing, and you are indeed grappled. For the record, you can only see this creature from about the middle of its spine up. This burnt, twisted skeleton of some formerly humanoid figure.
Hey guys.
Then there are more steps, more the crunch of grass as your attention focuses in that fever pitch of adrenaline. There's certainly more, and you can hear power, knowledge. I just wanted power. No, knowledge. And stepping out before the party in what seems to be tarnished, now smoldering robes from someone's recent fireball. This flesh tufted and tight against the skull, long ear shorn off on one side. It looks to have the entire half of his face bitten off as this blue essence trails from the empty sockets of the creature's eyes. He looks back, locks on the big hat on the Eladrin, then across the lot of all. Power. And as he utters this word, there's another crash of thunder. I need a dexterity at disadvantage from Lissa, a dexterity from Xeris, and from Jera, as a wave of thunder crashes against you.
Oh.
Okay. Xeris and Jera, you are surprised by the sudden appearance of a caster, staggered back, fortunately keeping your feet, but let's say you have evasion, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
You actually managed to even as you tussle to try and rip the jaws from your shoulder, grab this thing by its spine and pull it to soak most of the blast, whereas the other two take a whopping 7 thunder damage. And Skorgan, it is your turn.
Okay. So there's a caster, you say?
There is a caster almost smack dab in the middle of your effective front line. And there is one creature that is grappled. She's now pried the jaw loose and out of her shoulder, but this is still in the 6-second span.
Right. So Skorgan, with the wave of his hands and a few words of power, conjures forth a watery sphere to try to envelop the caster. Wow, that's long.
Okay. Strength save, yeah?
Yeah, this is a strength saving throw.
Unless you have a dismal DC.
But
Go ahead and continue the
I just realized
description.
that's so basically he's enveloped in this watery sphere, which kind of restrains him there. And that is basically what Skorgan is doing this time. He will step back a little bit and let the melee people assume their roles.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
As you step back, it's just in time as your eyes flick and catch what appears to be this sharp drag mark across the withered grass. A hulking figure, about 8 feet. Your brain, with a quick flick, assumes possibly that of the stature of a Goliath, shorn of flesh and muscle, that same blue fire in its eyes. Power. All I wanted was power. And with a large heft of his sword, it becomes visible, starting from the hilt and working its way up as it frees from that arcane field, slams to just where you were standing moments before. Xeris, you're up.
All right. Xeris sees his auntie being held up. He goes, "Don't worry, auntie, I got you." And he'll cast Sacred Flame at the creature holding her.
Ah, yes, the poor Shadow Stepper is now bright light.
That's, you gotta make a Dex saving throw. If it fails, it takes 13 radiant.
Okay. It actually manages to succeed.
Well, poop.
It was hard to really aim and focus. The concern for hitting this individual, who not only is Auntie Alyssa, but an adventuring companion for the past almost near decade. The bolt slams down just shy of hitting the skeleton.
Next time, hold on. And that'll be all. This is
I
actually.
have faith in you.
Okay. It's not your turn yet, Rabbit. Don't panic. It is shortly. As you're yelling of your faith in Xeris, a quick as a snake shadow zips past you, just under chest high from your own stature, appearing to seek out and launch itself towards the construct. Go ahead and roll me a quick D20 for Payu, Knock. This is its attempt to intercept. Okay. Payu dives down, seeing the threat coming. Unfortunately, it's just a second too late, and whatever this creature is slips just between the sharp talons of your friend, as suddenly right in your face appears to be this slightly taller than a halfling creature, and a quick lash, a flourish of blades stabs at you. Does a 17 hit you?
No.
Okay. It glances across your constructed form. You see in this black smoke of its eye sockets almost a hint of confusion. That should have been a vital blow, far as it knows. This small, quick-moving, twitching figure, wrapped in blackened leathers, perhaps by time or again by someone setting everything on fire.
Nah.
Now, Lissa, it is your turn.
Thing's still like grabbing me, right?
You are still grappled.
I want to get ungrappled. What do I gotta do to get ungrappled?
You must use your action in order to escape, succeeding in either in athletics or acrobatics. Contesting its athletics roll.
Okay, all acrobatics.
Okay. You manage to slip free, the creature stumbling out beside you. That is your action.
And then, think I'm gonna hide behind the Warforged.
Okay.
Classic Lissa.
Just for the moment. I'm not ready to fight yet. That's all for me.
How do you move?
I crawl.
Okay, well, it will away then. Well, guys, I'm sorry. I took your first green number of the campaign. As you begin to quickly drag yourself away, as you look down and you see, oh, that's a shadow right there,
Oh yeah.
and it drives a fist into the back of your head. A spark of bright white light thunders into your eyes for a moment. As head bounces on the ground, you've taken 8 points of bludgeoning damage,
Ow.
but you can continue crawling away behind the Warforged.
Yeah. In hindsight, not the best person to hide behind.
Kira!
Okay. So we got a skeleton that no longer has Alyssa by it.
You have a skeleton, a caster trapped in a bubble. You
Yeah.
have a large Goliathian swordsman that appears to be intent on the big hat, as well as this small roguish figure that you're barely perceptive enough to have noticed in the heat of combat.
Okay. Let's see here. I will I will cast Chromatic Orb at the Goliath
Okay.
at second level. And fire, of course.
Okay. So as you twist this orb, much as the image there, it pulls forth that spark of essence that makes you the fire genasi you are, and it launches, smashing into the side before erupting against the creature with a very solid hit.
And then I too will let the melees get into melee by taking a couple steps back.
And last but certainly not least, Percival.
Okay.
You are, for the record, adjacent to that skeleton that had Lissa, as you two were adjacent to each other from your earlier discussion.
Right. Okay, so we've got the caster in the orb, the Goliath that Jera is fighting that tried to attack Skorgan.
Which would be like 15 feet away from you.
Okay. But there's one skeleton that's reasonably close by, you said?
There's one right next to you that just punched Lissa in the back of the head.
Okay. Percival is going to 1d8 plus 6. Okay. Have his black shadow hex blade fall into his hand, raise his shield, and slash at this one skeleton. So that is
Figured out my spell problem.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you accidentally drag heal into your box?
No, I just wasn't clicking the spells at the bottom. I was clicking the actual name, the name of the spell.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure, you know,
Nah, I didn't do
third
that
time's a
again.
charm and all.
It was.
That is a hit.
okay. And that is 14 damage.
Okay. The creation there, drawing forth from the Shadowfell, your weapon seems to wreathe about your hand as if a hand grasps around your own wrist, locking it in place, sturdying the blow. It is a mighty strike indeed. You can see it actually severs through and deep into about the third rib. The arcane eyes twitch and turn upon you.
It is not dead.
No.
Okay. Percival is going to draw the sword back, raise it back, and stab forward, trying to stab the creature right through the face.
Nope. Called shot. Roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
You got this, Percy.
17.
Still a hit. Right through the
Yes.
face.
And that would be 11 damage.
The hand works its way almost all the way up, bracing to your forearm, wrapping tight and gripping as you feel yourself just nearly miss. It lunges, almost pulling you into the blow. Your shoulder meets with the ribs of this creature as it sinks down, and you push it into the ground. You see the fluttering blue flames putter, and out. The grasp about your forearm releases.
That is one down, everyone. Oh, right. And so I've used my 2 attacks. Seeing that creature fall, he's going to Percy would turn and attempt to run toward where Jera and Skorgan are doing battle with the Goliath.
Okay. You bolt right past the cast of the orb, which is just kind of floating there. Every now and then you see its mouth open and close like it's saying a word. It's hard to make out without like lips to follow. And you crash up against the Goliath, ready to draw its ire.
All right, I think that's me done.
Knock, you're up. Do, 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 do. Okay. So, yes, knock. Far as you can perceive, all your threats are here and present. You and your glorious 21. That's I love trackers. I really do. Trackers actually put points into perception. Speak up, love. Let everyone in on the story.
Sorry.
There's one immediately in front of you, Payu hovering just over it.
Roll 20, why are you freaking out? Calm down.
Would it be an ROTG run if it didn't? Okay.
And then I filled this page with too much info. And
Okay. So you can see the Warforged focuses in on the and point blank draws back and launches an arrow. The creature ducks low and seems to step into her guard, or excuse me, his guard.
he's very skinny.
That was on purpose.
He's a very skinny boy, okay?
You still get. I was saying, you still get. Wow, darling.
What a day.
Yeah.
I didn't have my morning coffee. Hang on.
Well, I mean, you are trying to shoot a creature that is very quick, point blank. Go ahead and give me a D20 as Payu. We'll try to pounce down on the creature.
Oh, I keep forgetting the 1 in there.
So if you just say D20, it should roll it.
Oh.
Okay. Well, Payu hits. That's with talons. Plus that. Alright, so Payu slashes, actually hooks under one of the this creature's ribs, revealing that it too, like the others, seems to be more skeletal than living. And then you know, I guess I can just click your button. I see that you actually have the macros in here. Click. All right, Payu doing some work.
Thanks, Payu.
Payu just looks at you like, God damn it.
Good llama.
Good llama?
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the conversation when I set the picture. They were trying to describe it.
Okay. That brings it to the caster, who gets another save or no? Start or end of turn?
End.
Okay.
Yes, and
Still stuck in the bubble. Scorgan,
Yes.
you're up.
I'm up. Of course I'm up. It's my turn. Okay. Goliath's still right next to me, right? Or not right
No,
next
you
to me,
stepped
but-
away. It's
Yeah.
up against Percival right now.
Okay. So Goliath and the guy in the water sphere.
Mhm.
I want to kind of shift around so they kind of line up.
Okay.
How far away is water?
From the Goliath, that'd be about 15.
Okay, how far
Oh,
away?
excuse
from
me, that would be. It'd only be a 5-foot gap between them.
Oh, so they're very close together.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so since they're nice and lined up and everything, I'm just going to shoot a lightning bolt through the Goliath, and it's going to basically continue to streak on for another 100 foot.
Okay.
Now, before I decide to do this, this is not going to go through any of my comrades, right?
Do you consider Percival a comrade?
Yes.
Damn.
Then yes. Okay. Then we will edit my options. And my apologies, Percival. You look like a very strong individual.
Mm,
We're about to find out by the sounds of it.
I believe that was roughly about 5 words. As I take the water sphere and jerk it towards the Goliath, shooting it across the 30 feet that it can, trying to grab as many people as it can. So basically, the way that works is I can slam it into something, and they have to take the
Mm-hmm. So it's gonna go Percival first.
strength save. DC
Strength save?
yeah, DC 19 strength save.
Okay. Nope.
Okay, so you're restrained within the water sphere too.
Oh, thank you, Scorgan.
As he sees this jerking motion of yours, the creature quickly turns and slams its sword down between it and Percival, as both the caster and Percival slam into it. He resists the spell. Knocks him back a little bit, the little sword drag in the ground.
Yeah, basically he doesn't get plopped into the sphere as well. And being that my dear friend in there is restrained as well,
Do they take damage when they collide with anything?
nope, it's strictly a restraining bubble, basically.
Okay.
I'll give you this. There's a second part to this combo, but I'm not ready to do it just yet.
The tactician Scorgan.
Mm-hmm.
He's back.
But I don't know if that's really worth it. I don't think they can really attack you well. That's gonna be it for now.
Okay. Lifting his sword from the ground, looking at the bubble, he turns, looks at the big hat,
I wait.
shoulders down, and charges.
Don't suppose I get away
Who?
on the Goliath.
You backed off.
Okay, just making sure.
The only one that would have gotten in OA is now in a bubble.
Mm.
Well, he's restrained. He can still technically attack.
Oh, he could.
Says-
Okay, if you would like to make an attack at disadvantage.
I would.
Okay.
Okay.
He just has a disadvantage on dex and disadvantage on attacks and 0 movement right now.
That's a whiff. As you scoring, does a 16 hit you?
Actually, it does not.
Okay.
I'm actually a little disappointed.
It was a bad swing.
Good to know. And this is where I find out that he's actually a fighter and still has 2 more swings.
That said, it was a bad swing. But a 20 hits you, yes?
20 does.
Okay, and that certainly does not. Uh, 14 slashing damage.
Okay.
Mm.
That's about half my shield. 14, you say?
14.
Okay.
And he just seems to keep muttering the word power. Insert loop track of power, knowledge, knowledge, power, 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 knowledge, knowledge, power.
Yes.
Every now and then,
Brain
Jared's
power.
voice. Revenge. Zaris, you're up.
Oh. Um. Okay. I understand the plight of spellcasters now. It is very hard to decide if I want to spend a spell slot or not on this. Um. Okay. At the fighter skeleton one, not in the bubble, I'll again cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Did that do it right? It did. Awesome. So,
Once again, it seems to shift more as a part of its previous attack than actually actively dodging you. And you can see this uncanny awareness of its surroundings as it dodges your spell.
damn it. Okay. Well, in that case, Zeus will kind of position himself. He's staying back away from the clutter, about 20-ish feet,
Okay.
and yeah, just making sure that he's got a clear shot, and that'll be all.
Okay.
I don't think I have anything I could do as a bonus action.
Knock, your friend is going to be friendly with you.
My best friend.
A 19 misses you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So there is a long sweeping strike as it flips its blade to be point down, causing you to instinctively move back. A motion you regret right as a secondary blade sinks right into your calf and tears through. For 5 slashing damage, and I need a constant. Oh wait, you're a Warforged, I believe. Are you immune to poison?
Resistant.
Resistant. Okay, so you get advantage on the save. That's correct. So
Uh-huh.
I need a Constitution save.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay. So it slices in and works its way up towards the knee before stepping out. The small creature actually stepping behind you, trying to use you as a shield between the large threat in the air. Let's be honest, its pay is a little more threatening right now.
That's fine.
Unfortunately, that's when you feel the wound doesn't just bleed through as you were expecting. There's a sudden pulse, a twinge of pain, as you've taken 24 poison damage.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Is that half?
That is half.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Okay, so 5 plus 24?
is 29.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
So don't get hit by him.
That was
Um,
the guy that we're fighting, not the guy in the water, right?
That's the
I'm the
one
guy
over
in
by
the water.
Knock.
Well, there's two in the water.
Yeah.
No, this is the little one that just zipped through the battlefield and got right in Knock's face very quickly. And
Okay.
is now
Very
actively
nice.
standing behind, technically right in front of Lissa. Lissa, you can see sticking out of the back of the Warforged legs, there is a strange barb left in the place of this sickening wound
Oh.
that has detached itself. And that's when you realize it is not a dagger it's wielding, but its own arm.
Oh,
Creepy.
no, I don't want that in me.
I can tell where it is, right?
barb?
It's a split second, and now that creature is between you and the Warforged. But you can see where it had attacked, and there's I'd assume a significant shout of pain.
Yeah.
As Lissa, you're up.
I'm gonna summon out my weapon, just kind of out of nowhere. I'm gonna attack it where I think the thing is.
Oh, you can. Oh, the creature. Yes, you can see the creature.
Oh, then yeah, I'm attacking it.
It is. It is. It actually has its back to you, as it did not notice you crawl around on the other side of the Warforged.
Ooh.
Okay. And yours is effectively a full blade, yeah?
Yeah, basically. It's the
Okay.
same one she used to have, so it's pretty big.
So, Nock, there's actually a whisk of air just behind you. You worry for a second that it's another attack at your back, and as you look over, this large blade seems to there's a word, and it just jumped out of Mutt's head to appear without previously being there. It
Manifest?
appears. Manifest that's not the word I was looking for, but it's damn close.
Hmm.
It's something like something E8, but it appears. And as it does, it lodges itself right between the eyes of this small creature, having sunk 4 inches deep into its long skull. There's a moment of that black whisk smoke fluttering up, and it appears to sag and crumple onto its knees, twitching.
Yeah, fuck it up, Betsy!
I have not used this sword in like 7 years. It was just ready to kill something again.
There's a subtle, familiar warmth echoing through the hilt. It's ready for more. An emperor wasn't good enough.
I love this weapon.
The creature is still twitching, by the way.
I'll attack it again. Stabbing this time.
Oh, God.
All right. Tears through the armor, quite solid, and Lester, you're familiar with this. Okay, that should be the heart should be right there, and it glides through like butter, not because of your forceful stab, and as you retract, there's no blood, no ichor pours forth, just more of that smoke, very quickly surrounding the creature. It smells like burning.
I'm gonna move away. Kinda towards where the that one that's not in the bubble is.
Okay, towards the Goliathan.
Yeah. Not gonna get
Okay.
in range of it, but I'm gonna get close.
So you stop just about 10 feet shy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Tara!
Okay.
You're like right smack dab in the middle of all of this. You can all you see as you look to your right is this smoking, kneeling creature behind the Warforged, who is yelping in pain.
So it's still alive and, well, quote unquote alive.
It's twitching and smoking heavily. From your familiar senses, it smells like a forest fire.
Okay. That's something. I'm gonna magic missile the Goliath.
Okay. At what level, sir?
Just first.
Okay.
7.
Okay.
That did.
Wow.
That did not
Yeah,
roll
that-
right.
That's one of the missiles.
Well, it didn't also. That actually did 3 because it only rolled the d4.
I moused
Oh, I
over.
know. That's
Next 2.
Okay. So.
And now I'm gonna move back.
Scorpion, as the bell slams in the side of him, you see swinging from the creature's neck a fairly familiar item. It does not appear to have been afflicted by the magic missile spell.
okay.
Percival, you're in a bubble. I need a strength save. You can attack, but you can attack the other guy in the bubble. He's the only one in range.
That's the wizard?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I would need a strength save to get out of the bubble.
Which ends your turn.
Remind me again, breath rules?
Oh, it's going to come to be a thing here shortly.
Seeing the undead in the bubble, Percival is going to try and slash through the water and attempt to strike it.
Okay.
With disadvantage?
This is disadvantage.
Fuck.
Okay, I just want to point out here from the other room, Nabra, it's an American dragon. Kaka. So giant eagle dragon just popped in my head. GMs, write that one down. Its breath weapon is patriotism.
I'm all right with this. It's a red, white, and blue dragon, I'm assuming?
Yes.
I don't believe I can do it. I mean, I have like bonus action spells, but I'm not going to use them.
Okay.
I believe that's everything I can do.
I'll make your strength save,
Right.
and then a con save if you get stuck in still.
DC 19, you said?
DC 19 for the strength.
Hey!
You pop out just as you need it to catch your breath.
There you
Just
go.
gasping. Like, soaked through, just gasping for
I need a D8 from you to see which way you end out.
Alright.
Sacre bleu.
Exactly.
Suck me blue balls.
Is the water that cool?
Oh yeah. Ah, fantastic. You don't get thrown into the field of oh fuck. Instead you get thrown, what is that, straight south? Straight south. No, because it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes! I'm afraid you do indeed get thrown into the field of oh fuck.
Aw.
Dexterity save.
Jesus.
Just wrapping up with a crap ton of saves. Why not?
Oof.
Okay. So you come tumbling out of the water, drenched. Thank you, Scorgan. Thank you for this.
Uh-huh.
As your ears unclog and the water empties out of them, you feel the hairs on your arms start to prick and stand. Back of your neck follows, and then there's a loud whoosh of energy as you are zapped for 24 lightning damage.
Oh man.
Okay. Okay. We good. Imagine Percival's hair is just like entirely on end at this point, like
Knock.
shot straight back up.
Yeah, just
Yeah, exactly.
Little Jufro going on.
Yeah.
All right, knock. Something smells like burning behind you.
Burning freshman.
Burning.
Burning. You look behind, and there's just billowing smoke from the creature behind you. And
Did
a
its arm go
throb.
with it?
And that broke off in your leg.
Oh, it didn't
As
evaporate.
as I was saying, and a throb of pain within your calf. It's still there.
My first bone? No, I don't want it.
So what you got?
I got a bone. What's it take to remove it?
It's going to take a. It will take your action to pull it out,
Okay.
unless you want to do it quickly, which may cause pain.
Do it.
I'll just take it out.
Just rip it out. Quick or clean?
Clean.
Okay. So that's your action. You quickly reach down, brace yourself, and slip it free, basically pulling from where the point is, pulling it all the way through for any potential barbs.
Now can I throw it?
You could. It would be an improvised attack.
Which is
You don't add your proficiency modifier. So you just click strength check. It's a fairly heavy bone. Hi, Jera. Bye, Jera. Would have been a check, but okay.
Oh, wait, that was a saving? Oh.
You correct saving throw. That's fine. Because I'm assuming it would have been the same. Are you going to declare a target before you throw this thing?
Nearest angry thing?
Okay, so you turn around and flick it up the thing that stabs you.
It's
It-
still angry?
Oh, it's very angry. One might say explosively angry.
Oh.
As another gout of smoke is now opened up in the back of its skull. Payu flies the fuck away.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know directions, but move away.
Towards the party or away from the party?
Away?
Okay, so you see Knock break away from this creature and actually slips back into the thick woods, kind of bracing behind a tree, kind of catch his breath. Payu follows shortly after, flying up high, actually breaking out above the canopy.
Yep. I think that's it.
Yep. And then your spell ejects the caster, Skorgan.
Okay.
As it is tossed back into the field, it disappears from sight. And you're up.
Okay. I'm back up here. Okay, sorry, I'm taking too much time here. It kind of changed my plans. So let's just go with. A frostbite on the Goliath.
It seems it's being pretty resistant to magic. The frost slamming into it before quickly melting away.
Okay.
It is still adjacent to you. Is there anything you'd like to do?
That's right. It is still adjacent. Well, I have a feeling that he has a pretty good chance of hitting me if I was to try to just walk away. So I think I'm gonna go with one of Squirgin's kind of built-in spells, you might say.
Uh-huh.
And boop, 30 feet away.
It's been a while, Scorgan. So everyone just sees Scorgan sort of melt into fogs briefly before reappearing a good ways behind Jera.
Okay. Yep.
Varys!
That was a second.
Hmm.
You get to witness your auntie get attacked again. As it turns, it looks for threats. The large Goliath sees Lissa rushing to it, and it rushes to meet her midway as its foe has evaporated.
I was gonna use my changeling ability thing to give it disadvantage on it.
Okay. So 16 misses you, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it swings by, and suddenly your arm just goes goo, and reforms right as after its blade has passed you. For everyone else, that is a very disturbing sight.
Hmm.
Would it be the Jared Scorgan? Considering we've seen it before.
She never really used that. No.
True.
That's a completely new trick I learned.
In fact,
Yeah, Rabbit didn't use it either.
you've only ever really seen her as Lissa.
Yeah.
Now Xeris, you're up.
Okay, so there's the smoking one that looks like he's about to blow up. There's the wizard in the bubble, and there's the Goliath.
There's not a wizard in a bubble.
There's
The
no
wizard has
wizard in the
disappeared.
He's disappeared.
You saw him boop out of the bubble
Okay.
into the field, and as his body passed over that line, fade away.
Interesting. And
Meanwhile,
Goliath.
Percival is standing there getting.
How close am I to the smoking one that looks like he may blow up?
You're about 25 feet from it.
Okay. I'll take. How close am I to the Goliath then?
That'd be about because you had hidden,
Yeah,
air
moved
quote
back.
hidden, more or less by Jera. So I put you just about 15 feet from him, a little ways back.
Okay.
Now that he's charged forward.
I'll take like 10 feet backwards, just away from both the things.
Okay.
And damn, Sacred Flame's just not working, so I'm gonna try a firebolt on the Goliath. It's
Hey, there you
24 to
go.
hit. That did not do right though. They're supposed to be
More damage. Yep.
yeah. That should be another 2d10 plus my wisdom. plus 4.
Okay.
So
It crashes
19.
in, and you can see a good chunk of the spell glance off and spark off into the air.
finally, that'll be it.
I need all but Scorgan and Xeris, due to positioning,
Yeah.
to make a dexterity save, as there is a loud, roaring explosion.
Nice.
Fuck.
Oh,
Ooh.
Poor Percival.
yeah. You have not had a good fight.
You know what, Percival? There is a ball of water between you and it. Go ahead and roll again.
Oh yeah. Just in time to get a 1.
It's gonna be lower.
All right.
Same team.
Nice.
Fuck me.
Oh my god.
Fortunately, you don't keep the 1.
Oh, I mean, he gets a 5.
Paris, same team.
I'm just saying.
Did you take Jared's original luck?
You'll get it back eventually. Yes, pay you as well. As the needles of the trees are actually knocked clean off from this explosion.
Man, you guys are gonna make me use all my healing before we even get inside.
Jera and Percival, you are hit by 9 points of fire damage and
Okay.
12 points of slashing damage as shrapnel erupts out of this
Oh man.
creature's chest, revealing the hidden bomb within.
Oh hey, resistance to fire damage.
Hey, but not slashing.
Nope.
How are
Let's
you doing,
see here.
Percival? Because you already took a hit.
So
Uh,
that's-
But
How
say
much
he-
damage is it?
That was 12 slashing, 9 fire?
so 21.
Okay.
So 5 fire for me.
Yes. Scorn and Xeris, the explosion stomps like just at your feet, little scatterings of this creature fly
Nice.
past you.
Xeris gives Uncle Scorgan a thumbs up with a big smile.
Both Lysa and I believe Nock, you also have evasion. As you completely just dance between the exploding bits. Point blank, I remind you. Oh no, that's right. You had moved. I was about to say. It's been more impressive, but goddamn. Payu, you hear a small shrill trill from him as it gets a glancing blow. Something doesn't have evasion. As Lysa, you're up.
Are there shadows behind the Goliath?
There are to his right.
Are there shadows right next to me?
There's your shadow.
Alright, I want to shadow step to the other shadow, and I'm gonna attack. And the first one gets advantage.
Which I don't think Rabbit did that, Xeris.
No, this is all new. That's sure.
Everyone notices as her full blade arcs through, there is a sheen of crimson blood that arcs off of it, stained from a certain kill, as it lodges itself into this creature's clavicle and smashes in more than slices.
Gee, I wonder who the kill was.
You think you know a girl, and then she turns out to be your shape-shifting auntie.
Is it still alive?
Oh yeah, it's you just cracked its clavicle. It's a little pissed.
Okay, I'm going for another slash in the more or less same area.
Okay, this one's not at advantage. Okay.
Damn.
You actually smash all the way through. Once again, about to that third rib. You can see that there's these trindles of magic is about all that's keeping it physically held together as you pull your blade free. As you get it to a rested guard position, your hands cake with that red blood.
That's a lot of blood.
You get a whole clan to bleed out of that sword.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's all for me.
Okay. Jera.
Well, since I'm pretty much all magic, I don't think going up and booping him with my staff's gonna do a lot.
Oh no, you try.
Yeah, but the last time I charged into combat, and you know what? I'm gonna follow the example of Xeris and Firebolt.
Okay.
Good move.
It crashes into his side. Your magic likewise splintering off.
But I'm gonna back up, away from Lissa in the
Okay.
Goliath.
Okay. As everyone
And-
just kind of gives Alyssa gives her and the Goliath figure their space. What else? Anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. We pan the camera over right into the edge of the field of zapping. Best home security system ever. Percival, if I can get a dexterity save from you, sir.
Oh Jesus. Let me look at my dexterity. Oh, that is a weapon plus 0. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh man.
This is why they make short rests.
That's 23 lightning damage.
Gotcha.
This time you are expelled out.
From
I
Hogwarts.
need another dexterity save as you are launched over 10 feet to crash to the ground. Okay, you managed to catch yourself and sort of skirt across the ground on your feet, avoiding any fall damage, but you've got wisps of smoke there in the cold air. Your arms are now devoid of hair.
Fair. Okay, so Percival's gonna strain, shake his head a little bit. Ugh. Look around. What? I've done that before. So how far? So there's the
The only visible
spellcast-
threat is the Goliathian.
Okay, how far am I from the Goliath?
About 5 feet. You just look over your shoulder and you see him squaring up with Lysa.
Percival is gonna shake his head, ready his hex blade, and just say, "Hey, I'm going to. I'm doing Irish. You got the Irish in me. I will flip it into Irish."
Wait, when did Orion get here?
Yeah, Ryan just jumps out of the trees.
It would be the right level.
Yeah.
Mercy, I am going to fucking kill something, and he jumps in and starts cutting at the Goliath with his hex blade,
Okay.
and crit fails and kills himself.
Nope, that is a sound hit.
Okay.
Once again, you can feel that hand reaching and grasping, supporting the blow.
Yeah. Okay. Orion's going to, assuming he's still up.
Oh yeah.
Orion's going to strike again, lashing out with the hex blade. Hell yeah.
Hey.
I like that you just called yourself Orion.
Oh shit, Percival.
We got that on tape, by the way. You don't so much as strike out as you go to pull that last attack back, and that hand gripping you slams with an inhuman force, sending it arcing through and cutting once again just across Lissa's face, just barely missing her nose as the blade seems to extend to catch the full breadth of this creature. Roll your damage.
Okay. So remind me how, because
Yep.
I'm
Roll the die twice.
Mhm.
Add the pluses once.
okay.
Okay.
That is not an impressive
Um,
crit at all.
Listen, right as the blade seems to shrink back from your vision as he pulls it back. This time, the hand does not go away and stays gripped about his wrist. Nails digging into his now cleanly hairless arms. The creature crumbles to one knee, holding itself by its sword, before the spine manages to just give up any sense of supporting it, and the body parts and it falls, the black smoke fluttering out of its eyes.
Well, that was easy.
Speak for yourself, madame.
You gonna be alright there?
I'll be fine.
Are you sure you don't look fine?
I am fine.
I've done
Yeah.
worse for myself. You'll be fine.
Knock, you're up. As of right now, you can see no threats.
I'm actually blanking.
There's a ball of water floating. There was a little wizard guy in it. Now there's not. You know there's at least one more threat.
See if I can find it.
Okay, perception.
100%.
Okay. You're fairly certain you've got its location. They're just behind the bubble, so you know where to shoot. So this will be just a normal attack from you, no advantage or disadvantage.
Alright. Do I have my bonus action still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Guess I finally got ticked off at not hitting a thing.
The first arrow looses from the string, whips through the air, just behind that small combat in the center field, pierces through the bubble and smacks into something solid, which it lines up and immediately knocking and loosing, aiming for your arrow, sure of its location, smashes, good old Robin Hood style, through the fletchings and down the shaft, piercing through this creature that stumbles out and collapses outside of the field.
I was just waiting to get that perfect shot.
Good job.
No miss.
It was a good shot.
He
It's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing now. He's really skinny. And for the veterans, y'all know what this means. Click. You're out of combat.
Yay!
Woo.
Doesn't that mean we all know what it means?
Well, I meant just the disappearance of initiative.
Okay. First things first. Mage armor.
Like, oh, right. Snap. Somewhere well off in the distance, you can just feel your wife's glare.
I mean, it could be worse.
Xeris hurries over to Percival and he rummages around a tiny sack on his waist and pulls out a potion of healing. You look like you need this.
That would be most appreciated, Munzia.
Here, take this. 2d4 plus 2.
Okay, Percival is going to drink it. Hey!
Hey.
You still look pretty bad. He reaches in and grabs another one.
Percival is just chugging them health potions. Same type?
Yeah.
Alright. Not bad.
How are you? You need more?
I will survive. Thank you. Your kindness is very much appreciated.
Of course. And he
That
reaches
was-
in and takes one more and says, "You're being modest." And he gives it to him, and then he walks away.
Orion looks around. Orion, fuck. God
Good,
damn it.
good job, guys. Good
You
job.
guys, you broke me. Make me think of Orion. Oh, he had some more luck. Percival is gonna look around, look down at the black spectral hand attached to his sword, still gripping his arm, and just whisper, "Shut up!" And then down the last health potion. Not as good.
Mm.
There's a slight twist on the wrist before it seems to slither back into the sword's hilt.
Ah, enough. Thank you. Mutters the sword before going over to rejoin the rest of the party.
How's everybody else doing? Anybody need some pick-me-ups?
Yeah,
That's what I do.
I'm fine for now.
What's the worst that could happen?
You get to explain to my wife.
I don't even know
No, I'm
your
not talking
wife.
to her.
I
She seems almost as scary as Mom, so I'm staying far away from that.
sorry to say, Zeris, but your agreement is within the contract. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's like a royalty clause in there. All right, like he's fine. He's fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, it is midnight. I can keep going. Do we have anyone that has to be up in the morning?
I need to sleep because I slept like awful last night.
Well,
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not too late for me, but if people need to go, I get it.
Yep.
All right. So, where we stand as we begin our fade to black, there in front of the temple lies several husks of undead, possibly adventurers. A strange tinged the air, this arcane energy. It's about 15 feet stretched out from the temple doors. And the words looming still ever present. Bereft of knowledge, bereft of power. What do you seek with entry to my dower? Temple dower. It took me a long time to find someone to rhyme with power. Okay, guys? Fuck off.
You should have stuck with tower. That's a lot
But it
of
wasn't a
rhyming.
tower, it's a temple!
It could
I
be
mean,
both.
that's what he wants.
It's a
us to
big black
think.
tower.
No, it's not! It's like a story! It's just a really big story. Anyhow, please
Not the
mark your
size of
notes.
the
things expended, including spells, etc. We will pick up once again next week, barring any interruptions. I will try my best to announce if it becomes the case.
Do you mind if I put this on the HUD the little note?
The
The bereft of knowledge,
Bereft.
bereft of power.
Sure.